Happy Tuesday, Stampers. I'm very excited to share something with you again this week. Last time that I put an order in, I always check the clearance rack. And on the clearance rack, they have the Sizzix Texture Boutique. And I'll put the number down here just in case anybody needs it. This is an embossing machine. Okay, so it works like the Big Shot, but it only takes the embossing folders. It does not use cutting dies or anything like that. So if you're interested in it, the neat thing is it's $29.99 regular. It's on the clearance rack for $14.99. So that's half price. There are also 5 different embossing folders on the clearance rack that are only $4.79 each. So if you're interested in the Texture Boutique, which I'm going to show you today, that's something that you might want to do. You can order it yourself online, or you can let me know that you'd like to order it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about dry embossing. Now, some of the Christmas cards that we're going to be doing this time have used the embossing. So this one has the embossing here on the back for the snowflakes, this card as well, and this one, you can see, this one I've added some white to make it look more like snow. On this beautiful card, we've got the outside edge, again, is done in embossing. These 2 cards have a musical, like a sheet music as the background for the embossing. You don't have to use the entire background for embossing here. We've just got a strip of embossing. Here we took the little stockings and we just embossed those. This has got embossing just as one of the little squares here on the front of this card. This has got embossing only over here on the side. This one just has the embossing here. And this one they've embossed and then cut the butterfly out. So there's some really neat things that you can do as far as providing a background or just a part of your card. Now, another thing that you can, well, here, let me finish these first. Okay, so then you've got the poinsettia, again, background that we've used here. Here it's plain. Here, after it was embossed, we took and just put a little drop of glitter glue on each of the poinsettia flowers. Here, after it was embossed, we took some little gold pen and put it in the middle of the flowers. Here, I embossed on the red metallic sheet and then cut that out to make one of the ornaments that's again in the Christmas cards we're going to be making. This has got a beautiful border that you can use. Here's some more embossed background folders. Here, this one actually was from Kathy Wiley. She had torn paper and glued it on and then run the whole thing through the embossing folder. You can see how pretty that makes that. Here we did a window card with the brick background as embossed, and here were a couple using the snowflakes. So just so you see, we use the embossing folders all the time. Now, something that I haven't really done very often, and I saw somebody had run a card through the embossing folder twice. So if you take your embossing folder and you run your, this one's very used, if you run it through, oh, well, there you go. Run it through this way and then take it out and run it through again. Can you see, it kind of gives you a neat pattern. You have like a dominant pattern, which will be the second way you run it, but then you've also got a more discreet pattern in there. I did it also with this tree. I ran it through the first time just with the paper here, and then it ran it through a second time, and it kind of makes it look, see, like there's another tree in the background there. So that's kind of a neat thing, is to run them through twice. Now, another thing, and I am actually going to run something through the machine. I'm just trying to get through this quickly. Another thing that you might want to do is if you were going to make, let's say, a long tag, and I've got this beautiful Christmas tree. If I put the tree in here to emboss it, unfortunately, as you can see, the tree would not reach to the bottom and the star would be up here. So say, okay, I'm going to turn it around. But then for my tag, the tree is upside down. Okay, so something that you can do, and again, the first time I saw this done, I went, you can actually take a craft knife and cut your embossing folder, okay? I cut within about a 1/2 inch of either side. You can then line this up exactly where you would like it to be, okay? And you can run it through the embossing machine. Now again, if you have a big shot already, you can use that. I'm just using the Texture Boutique today to show you that it embosses exactly the same. Sorry, it's making the camera wiggle a little bit. I'll stop it when we're done. Sorry about that. The motion. Okay, so then when I take my tag out, can you see that I've got this beautiful tree embossed, and I didn't have to worry about it hitting at the top. Okay, another reason that you might want to cut some of your embossing folders is, let's say that I was going to emboss, I wanted to emboss a 12-inch sheet to go across the bottom of one of my scrapbook pages. Now I've already sent this through the embossing folder once, but again, I've made my slit here. I can line it up and run it through the embossing folder again. See, the first time I just had it all the way in like this, okay? And then the second time I run it through, I would just line it up and be like this, and then I'd have an entire, I'm not going to run it through again since it makes the camera wiggle, but I would have the entire 12-inch sheet embossed rather than only being limited to the size of the embossing folder. I think that's very cool. Okay, so another one of the cards that we're going to make, or that's a choice of yours for this Christmas, and you can see the sparkle in this now, I know you can't really in the picture, is if you take your embossing folder and brayer some color on the folder itself here. So I took my brayer, again, I'm not going to do it because it makes the camera straight, and I brayered the color on, then put your paper in, run it through the Big Shot. These larger folders, unfortunately, will not fit through the Texture Boutique, only the regular size folders. Once this came out, as you can see, it has the blue color on the debossed edges. Okay, I then covered the whole thing in a very thin layer of Mod Podge and added my glitter, and you can see that. That makes a beautiful card as well. So I hope maybe you've gotten some ideas. All of these cards are available for you to see in person when you come, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks. Bye.